All right, here we go. Benny the Butcher, welcome back to VladTV.
What's up with you, G?
Well, damn, man. First of all, congratulations. You have leveled up a lot since last time.
I've been working.
Yeah, and you were already buzzing when we did our first interview.
Right.
Like you're not going from zero. You're already like really on your way. Rubber Bands and Weight was on fire. 97 Hove was on fire. But since last time, the whole crew has just leveled up. Like, congratulations.
Man, thank you. You put in a lot of work last year.
Yeah, it paid off. And I just want to say that your VladTV interview is your biggest interview yet.
Now, that's a fact. I knew it was gonna be though. You got a lot of shit going on. I knew it was gonna be.
Yeah, all the people that told you not to do it had to eat their words afterwards.
Right.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you coming in. That was definitely dope. It was one of my favorite interviews, and I think it really connected with your fans and really told your whole story, because there's pieces of it out there, but to actually do the whole biopic type story that we do, I think is important.
Yeah, no, people enjoy that. You know what I mean? People see me out, they be like, "Yo, you from VladTV?" I'm like, "Yeah, that was me."
Well, you got a new song out, MAMN.
That's a feature that I did with Vice. Do Vice out of Cleveland.
Ah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, what's going on with different projects? Because, that last project that you dropped when we did our interview, there hasn't been any complete projects since then. There's been a lot of features, but no complete projects. Is that right?
I did the Plugs I Met. Have I dropped the Plugs I Met since then? I think I dropped that in June. I'm not sure when we did the interview.
No, the Plugs I Met was already out.
It was already out? No, I didn't. I haven't done a solo then. I haven't done a solo since.
Okay, why is that? Because you see all these projects, like I think Conway dropped like 2 or 3 projects since last time, and West Side Gun just dropped a project.
Right.
So why have you been a little quieter?
I'm next. You know what I'm saying? It's my turn next. To be honest with you, it's been more of the business side. We about to do some business with a label, and we gonna have like big announcements. You know what I'm saying? We about to make a move. That's what we doing.
Well, you signed your crew to E1 recently, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So tell me about that deal.
Man, the E1 deal, it was a timing thing, and I love the transparency over there at E1 with Dre, Allen, Sean. I just feel like they was the most transparent. I had other offers from other labels, but they was the most transparent, and that's what we felt comfortable with. You know what I mean? We just getting into this shit, so I needed to be partners with people who I could, you know what I mean? Who I could pick up the phone and call anytime. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that.
It's not just you, it's a bunch of your people, right?
Yeah, it's the whole Black Soprano family. Rick Hyde and Heem, they really like the 2 lead artists of it, but it's other artists, Young World, Flex, Love Boat, Jonesy. It's a whole bunch of us. We about to get crazy. We about to drop the DJ Drama Gangsters Grills. This is about to get crazy.
Right, because you said that having your own label is a dream come true.
Hell yeah. Coming from the hood and rapping, and from rapping in bathrooms as sound booths and just doing all of that shit to really sitting down with a music and TV company and getting our shot and getting marketing dollars behind us and getting things of that nature, man, that was a dream come true for me.
Okay, because you originally didn't sign to Shady.
Right.
Shady came in and they signed West Side Gun and Conway. But is there a reason why they didn't sign you?
To be honest, I wasn't doing nothing. Well, I was doing shit, but I really wasn't at the level that they was at. And that was something that West and Conway worked for. And they put me in and brought me in. But, them dudes was on fire around that time, around 2016, 2017, when I didn't even realize what they had going on. They were just calling me to the studio getting features. I didn't know like these features was going on blogs, and we was like earning fans off of that. I didn't know what the hell was going on. Like I said, I've been rapping. At that point, I just been rapping locally for my whole life. And I was just thinking, Conway need a verse or West need a verse. I wasn't thinking like, yo, the shits that I'm on, these dudes is like selling records and people is regarding these tapes as classics. I didn't even know that shit.
Okay, but it seemed like once that deal came in place and you started to see what was going on, it just seemed like you just stepped it up a lot after that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You gotta play in the arena. I seen what was going on, and I was in meetings and I was learning everything. So I just wanted to be, and they gave me an opportunity. So I just wanted to be in a position where I was giving back to Griselda, like doing my part. You know what I'm saying? Going for broke, spitting crazy, motherfucking working hard, touring, and I just wanted to do my part. So I just went crazy like a maniac.
Yeah, like when I interviewed Conway, I remember I mentioned that, and he was like, yeah, Shady probably regrets that now. Benny the Butcher did not.
Right.
He's under Griselda Records.
Right.
Why did they choose not to sign him?
I don't know if it was them choosing not to sign him or him just, we just choosing like, nah, stay indie. Because I believe had he did sign, and I don't know, I'm going to shut up, man. I'm drunk, man. Let me take another shot, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you, I think after 10 of Talk 3, they probably regret.
Yeah,
they probably regret not signing.
You know what I'm saying? I really don't know.
Oh yeah. I think they do.
Well, the last time we were here, I mentioned there's a potential Rock Nation deal. And you were like, yeah, I don't know about that. You'll have to stay tuned and so forth. And you end up signing to Rock Nation, I guess, for management.
Who said that?
There's let's see. Where did I hear it?
Who said that?
Oh, who said that? I don't just throw stuff out there.
Well,
here we go on Respect Mag. Boom boom. Benny the Butcher announced his new project, Plugs I Met, who's now under management of Rock Nation. That's what it says.
People assume that because I don't know, but am I signed to Rock Nation? I'm not right now. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm not right now. Those my guys over there. We kicking it and we talking, but when everything is everything, the world gonna know. It ain't gonna be nothing to speculate. You know what I'm saying? The whole world gonna know.
Lo and behold,
right?
I called it.
At that point, I had already signed it, but I ain't want to make it public. You know what I'm saying? It was a team thing. We wanted to announce it. You see how we announced it with the picture with Hov and everything like that at the Rock Nation office? I wanted to announce it like that, but yeah, you was spot on. You knew what was going on.
Yeah, man. This is what I do for a living. So how did that Rock Nation deal come together, and what exactly does it encompass?
It came together because Wes already had a Rock Nation relationship even before he signed the Shady deal. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know, like, how was Griselda Shady? It could have been Griselda Rock Nation far as music. And he didn't sign a deal with them at that point, but he kept in contact with them because, you know what I'm saying, it was like personal. It wasn't just like business. You feel what I'm saying? And I remember being introduced to the dudes from Rock Nation, and it was just a relationship thing. And when we start warming up and we start learning our way around the game, we just thought it was a perfect time, and like last year, to just take our business over there. And it's a management deal with The Rock.
Okay, so what changed once Rock Nation started managing you?
Man, what changed when Rock Nation started managing? You know, the phone calls, we got the double XL. You feel what I'm saying? You know, just things like that start happening. You know what I mean? You know how people like to see progress, and they view that as progress. I got better opportunities to work with artists, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a lot of artists over there at Rock Nation. It's almost like a fraternity, you know what I'm saying, or what have you. You know what I mean? So definitely opened up a lot of doors, man. Okay.
And how's your relationship with Jay-Z? I mean, do you guys have conversations? Has he kind of had talks with you about the road to come?
Big time. Man, he just a cool dude. He just remind me of like the money getting OG in your neighborhood, who always giving you advice, who want to see you on, who gonna give you an opportunity. And he told me out his mouth, like, we about to be doing this, we about to be doing that. And he ain't lie, you know what I'm saying? So Shout out to Hov, like shout out to everybody at Rock Nation. Hank, Sam, shout out Chase, shout out Hip Hop, you know what I mean?
Right, because when you guys had your show in LA, he showed up to that show.
Right.
And, every year Jay-Z does this like playlist of his favorite songs of 2019. And 3 Griselda songs showed up on that list, 2 of which you were featured on.
Now that's dope.
Did you know that?
See that? No, yeah, I knew that. When you see that, that's dope. Okay. When shit like that happen, my phone ring off the hook when shit like that happen. You feel what I'm saying? So it was all love, man. Like actually Crowns for Kings, before it even came out, I played that from my phone to his ear, you know what I'm saying? Without even a Bluetooth speaker. I played that out my phone to like hold my phone up to Hov ear, you know what I'm saying, while I'm playing that song. He was fucking with it.
Yeah. I mean, how did it feel to have most people's favorite living rapper say that 2 of the songs that he loves are your songs?
Man, it's just confirmation that I've been going in the right direction, that I've been hustling hard, that everything that led me up to this moment was for a reason, you know what I mean? And it's just confirmation. When a person like that give you the nod, like you've been doing the right thing, like a pat on the back is just like, yeah, okay, I felt like I was going in the right direction. That's confirmation.
Well, you have some other stuff that you're working on. The biggest of which is a potential collaboration with Drake.
Mm-hmm.
And, you've been kind of teasing it on your Instagram and so forth. So what's going on with you and Drake right now?
Man, we just sent each other songs. Yo, put a verse on this. Yo, put a verse on that. You know what I mean? It's like, I got respect for him as an artist. And he just showing that. He another dude who don't got to do that, who don't got to reach out to a dude on my level. It just showed that he tapped in with the culture. He want to do it for the art, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, like how many songs have you guys worked on so far?
I sent him one. He sent me one. Okay,
so 2 songs, potentially.
Yep.
Right, but with Drake, those things can kind of sit around for a while and then suddenly show up on an album. Like how he just did with his new album. It was like basically a bunch of like loose songs.
Right.
That they had around. I mean, are you guys officially planning something on your project or his project, or this is just kind of like the working phase?
Wherever it fit. Like he working on multiple things, I'm working on multiple things. Wherever it fit at, you know what I'm saying? Wherever it sounded best. You know what I mean? This shit ain't going nowhere, man. This shit ain't going nowhere. So it's not like I'm like super eager for it. It's just trust me. Whenever that shit come out, it's gonna be the perfect time. You know what I mean? So I'm just sitting back and just waiting for the right time to release the records.
I mean, yeah. I mean, a Drake feature has really given people that you never heard of before careers. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that there's no talent or whatever else, but like I never heard of Black Boy JB before, Drake jumped on that, or I Love McConan. I never heard of him. I know that he was doing some work.
He got that. He one of them artists with that power to put you on that trampoline to jump you up. And like I said, shout out to him because he don't have to do that. He do that out of love when he do that. He do that out of wanting to help somebody. So that's real shit if you ask me.
Right, because I think he mentioned you guys on the Rap Radar interview, right?
Uh-huh.
Is that what kind of set off the chain of events?
Yeah, because I've been like talking to Oliver back and forth for a couple years now. You know what I'm saying? Just knowing that they was tapped into the music, and of course we tapped in. He would just let me know, like, no, the homie fuck with your shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and then when I seen that, I'm thinking, all right, it's the perfect time to put something together.
I feel you. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Drake a good dude. He sent my daughters all type of shit. He my oldest daughter's favorite rapper. You know what I'm saying? He sent her all type of OVO shit. They happy. My daughters was fighting over it. They had to split that shit. So, you know what I mean?
So, I'd also heard a rumor that you're working with Kanye.
We definitely flew out to the ranch in Wyoming. You know what I'm saying? Kicking it with Ye. Was in a couple of sessions, heard him play some beats. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing no music, but the intent is definitely there. Like I said, none of this shit is going nowhere. It was just good to go out there and just see what's going on, man. See what everything was about.
Okay, what was that experience like? I mean, because Wyoming is sort of its own world, the way you set it up.
Man, it was cool. It was dope. It was Sci-Hi the Prince was out there, got to kick it with him. Havoc was out there. I had never met Havoc until I had seen him at the ranch. Man, it's just dope, man. It was just dope. It was something that, Ye is a curator. You know what I mean? So it's dope when you, like I said, to be able to have a peek into them circles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Now, I'd heard you got a project with Hit Boy coming out?
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay.
It's crazy.
How's that coming together?
How did it come together? Or how's it coming together?
Well, both. How did it come together and how's it coming?
Well, Hit Boy hit me up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I fuck with your shit. I heard your shit. When you come to LA, we should cook. I went out there. It's the first thing I did. I'm like, shit, I'll be out there next week. I flew right out there just to go cook with him. And he was like, yo, we should keep going. We should keep going. Looked up. We had an album. You know what I mean? Some crazy shit, though, that everybody we play it for, man, they say it's a 10. So I can't wait to put that out.
Okay. Any features on it?
Yeah. I got some features on there, and I got some features that I'm trying to get on there that I don't want to jinx myself and say, but trust me, it's a complete project. It's music. It's me talking about things that I haven't talked about before. I know that might sound crazy, but it's things that I haven't talked about before that I'm speaking on there, and it's just good music.
Well, there's also a project with Harry Fraud.
Dirty, grimy, street corner shit. I'm rapping. That was crazy too. That experience working with Harry was crazy too. Shout out Harry.
Well, I guess 2 Chainz is on it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. French Montana's on it.
Uh-huh.
And I'd heard that you have a verse from Chinks.
Yes, I do. How you know all this shit?
you rap for a living? I do this for a living.
Right. No, you're right, man. I got. And since we said it, I got Fat Joe on there too.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's real like tapped in. It's real like full of culture and full of talking that shit. You already know Harry delivered as far as production and I just matched the standards with the bars. So it's crazy to get a song with Chinks on there and almost like relive that chemistry him and Harry had and be in the middle of that. So that was dope.
Yeah, I mean, we did Chinks' last interview, and that was a loss, man. That was just a good dude, and he was in a position to really progress with the way French was really moving up the ranks, and that was a loss, man. So basically, Harry Fraud just had some Chinks verses in the vault, and he pulled one of them out for the song?
Exactly what happened. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what happened. And then I already had the song done. I didn't have a hook on there. I just had verses. And then he sent me that, and I'm like, damn, you fucking blew my mind with that shit. I wasn't expecting that. And it sounded crazy. Yep. You won't be able to tell that. It sounded like he just walked in and did his verse.
That's dope, man. That's definitely dope. You know, I'm looking forward to that as well. Well, it was interesting because you do a lot of stuff around the Scarface theme. Mm-hmm. You know, the Plugs I Met, the cover is the Scarface cover with him and Sosa. And it's interesting because I actually interviewed this guy named George Valdez, who they based the Scarface movie on.
Oh, word.
He was this Cuban who ended up being one of the biggest drug dealers in America. And he actually knew Sosa from Bolivia.
By the way, the guy in Scarface that comes to kill Tony Montana, that was my partner in Bolivia. And people said that there was some reference to Scarface from my story because I had a cougar and Tony Montana had a tiger. We both went to the same club. There's a book called Hotel Scarface, a great book, and it depicts that whole life how we took over Miami.
That's like every Cuban though. That's almost every Cuban. That's almost every Cuban. You know what I mean? But I never knew it was a real person.
Yeah. He was facing 8 life sentences.
Damn, he out?
He's out.
Shit.
Yeah. George Valdez, you should look it up. It was a very ill interview. He was dealing with Pablo Escobar. He had a hit on him at one point from Escobar and everything. It was pretty crazy.
No, I gotta fuck with him. I gotta Google him.
Yeah. George Valdez.
I'm intrigued by shit like that.
Yeah. Well, since last time, Shannon Sharpe goes on a show and he said no great rappers ever come out of Buffalo. And you took offense to that.
Right.
Okay. Well, number one, why were you offended by that?
Because he wasn't speaking off of research. He didn't do his research well enough. Maybe he probably was talking about, I guess he was talking about established artists or whatever he was talking about, but he ain't do his research good enough to say no great rappers come out of Buffalo, because what I'm doing sitting right here right now. You know what I mean? In the middle of a Griselda hike, in the middle of us going up, he said that. You know what I mean?
Well, Shannon Sharpe is 51 years old, which is not exactly your target audience.
Right.
I'm sure if you go to a Benny the Butcher or a Griselda show, you don't see a bunch of 50-year-olds in the audience.
No, that's why he was corrected, because he kind of didn't know what he was talking about. So that's why he was corrected, because like you said, he up there a little bit. He really not tapped in, so he was speaking, just speaking, in my opinion.
Right. I actually reached out to him. We text each other sometimes, and I'm like, "Do you want to respond?" He said, "No, man, I'm not tripping off all that."
He don't need to respond. He a big football analyst. He ain't think about this shit. This secondary. He was just talking for shits and giggles. But we do this shit every day, so I had to correct him.
Yeah. I guess you would run into him at the airport once?
Yeah, I ran into him at the airport, and I'm thinking, oh, that's Shannon Sharpe. I was about to introduce myself. I should have introduced myself, because we was sitting across from each other. He was staring at me. He was looking at me. You know what I'm saying? You see another young black person. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I looked like I was into something, so he was kind of looking like I was peeking at him. But I never said nothing. But when I seen the interview when he said that, I'm like, damn, maybe I should have introduced myself.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't seem like he was really like meant any harm by it.
No, he didn't. Know. Everybody know how Shannon go. He was just talking, having a good time. Same thing I was doing when you know what I mean? There's no hard feelings, man. I'm a fan of Shannon Sharpe.
Yeah, he's dope. He's dope. And he's also one of the greatest, really, football players in his position.
That's a fact.
Your crew is BSF, which stands for Black Soprano Family.
Yeah.
And I was doing some research, and it seemed like there was a really serious arrest and conviction that happened that they try to tie into BSF. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do.
This is the Dontrell Wise situation, where I guess what they're trying to say is him selling fentanyl to this one woman who ended up dying. This woman named Amanda Jarczyk, 28-year-old, ended up dying, and they actually convicted him of murder because of the drug sale.
That's already on his way to appeal too.
Okay, because he's facing life in prison right now.
Right, he was already sentenced to life. He was sentenced to life.
Okay, he was already sentenced to life. Okay, Dontrell's a friend of yours?
Yeah, I talked to him like a couple days ago. Emailed me. He called my phone.
Well, how did it feel that a friend of yours just got sentenced to life in prison?
Man, it's fucked up. And the thing about it is it's not only him. I got another friend facing 20, another friend facing 20, somebody else who got sentenced to 22 years. That's what they was doing. They was trying to make it a gang, and they was trying to get everybody. They couldn't do that because it wasn't a gang like they try to say it was. It wasn't what they try to make it up to be in court. So they had to come and make individual cases on people. You feel what I'm saying? And around the time that they was trying to make cases on people, it was like I was doing what I was doing. To be honest with you, they was like a few years late. You know what I mean? So just a whole bunch of, even in the they was playing videos back in the courtroom. Like people was saying, it's like Black Soprano Family is not a gang. We never heard of that gang. You know, it's gangs in the city for real, but Black Soprano Family is not like a gang, but they was trying to make it up to be. So, you know, it was just them trying to cover their tracks with the heroin epidemic, the fentanyl epidemic. It's them trying to cover their tracks and trying to find scapegoats. Like I said, he coming down on an appeal.
Right, because, I mean, according to this article, it said Assistant U.S. Attorney Michael Adler, one of the prosecutors, said 2 other members of the Black Soprano Family street gang have already pled guilty in the drug trafficking case.
Yeah, shout out Paisan. I can't forget Paisan, Free Paisan, him too. But that's bullshit. They just said a whole bunch of shit to fluff they shit up. It's called the I forgot, man. It's called the barrage law or something like that. It's where I didn't know the lady name. You know what I'm saying? My condolences to her family and everything who passed away, but she had 5 different drugs in her system. You feel what I'm saying? So you can't convict some, know what I mean? Like, that goes without saying. The federal government, they smart. They know you can't do nothing like that.
Well, I never heard of someone getting convicted of murder for selling drugs to someone who ended up taking the drugs.
Yeah, that's a fact. If I go shoot somebody with this Alexander McQueen shirt on, you're not gonna go arrest Alexander McQueen. You know what I'm saying? If I motherfucking drink a 40 bowl, you know what I'm saying, and then go fucking hang an old lady, you're not gonna arrest the people who make the 40 bowl. So, you know what I mean? It's just the federal government, what they got a history of doing is making harsh punishments for crime. And then after they lock niggas up for years, they always go back on it. Like they had to reverse the crack laws. And I'm saying they got a history of doing that. And I'm pretty sure after they lock a whole bunch of niggas up over this fentanyl shit, they're gonna be letting these niggas out in a few years.
Right, because another person named Gerald Weathersby also got arrested, and I guess he got 21 months.
Mm-hmm.
Is that someone you know as well or no?
Yeah, it's my little homie.
Okay, yeah, I guess that he was caught with fentanyl possession with intent to distribute 5 grams. I guess he pled guilty, and then he was only given 21 months. So it sounds like he got the light sentence out of that crew.
Man, he did his time. He back home only because they wanted to make it about the other homie. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how they got his case. That's how they got my boy Trail case, because he was with him when he got picked up. So how he get a case off of that? He don't know what the fuck was in his pocket. He don't got nothing to do with it. He's a grown man. So, you know, they got their ways, man. And they had an informant. They had an informant, a female. Everybody know Brittany, she's a rat. You feel what I'm saying? And she was basically caught up in some bullshit. And then she delivered everything. She told them everything they wanted to hear about, you know what I'm saying, the homie. So that's what they wanted. They ain't give a fuck about what she was doing. They just wanted to get him. So, you know what I mean? You know how they fucking do. They find a target, and when they pick their target, they get locked in.
Yeah. I mean, how is it that, you're doing music full time. You're completely off the street.
Mm-hmm.
But you have this BSF chain around your neck, and they're arresting all these people, and they're calling BSF a street gang and so forth. How is it kind of affecting you in terms of your well-being and, going back into your hometown and rolling around and having the police basically targeting the people around you?
To be honest with you, it really don't affect me that much, but it do affect everybody around me, and it did affect me a few years ago. Pursuant to this, if you wear a BSF shirt to parole, they was telling you to take it off. To probation, they was telling you to take it off. El Camino, he on probation. My boy Love Boat, he on probation. And they probation officers give him hell for coming to open up and do shows or coming to travel to do interviews, like with me. And it came a point in time, like, when I wasn't doing rap, when I was in the streets every day, that people was telling me like, yo, be safe, the feds asking about y'all need to do this, y'all need to do that. This one's way before I was signing Griselda, when I was just doing street shit. So it's been an ongoing thing with them, but it's like, ever since we made it to this point, they've been going harder, and I feel like, you know what I mean, they just trying to target us. I just sold out a show, look, last year, October 26th, I just sold out a show in Buffalo. And no venues wanted to let me get the spot. The police was showing up saying like these dudes is drug dealers. They was even doing that up to October of last year. I even made an Instagram post when all the big venues like basically turned me down. I made a post like, man, that's some racist shit. The police, this, da. And then by me talking my shit, a venue reached out, was like, okay, I'll take a chance on you and I do it. No fights, no nothing, made a whole bunch of cash. You feel what I'm saying? But that is an ongoing thing. Like the police harass us. At a point last year, a couple years ago, I tried to get in touch with the mayor about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I was being harassed. You know what I'm saying? Here I am signing deals and doing all of this, and the same people that they trying to peg is this or that. I'm bringing these dudes with me, giving them an opportunity to do other things, and they pegging them to be other shit. And then when we finally in this situation, they giving them shit about traveling and do shows. So, it's some bullshit.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's definitely unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. It's like you go and try to change your life around and you start doing the right thing and they still try to drag you back into the shit that you used to do.
Yeah, it's like they kind of, you know what I mean? They kind of intrigued by that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no rappers from Buffalo. So they kind of was intrigued by that. Some of them okay with it. Some police pull up and show love. We was outside shooting a video. They pull up, yo, you Benny the Butcher? But some of them just, you know what I mean? They just got their mindset on, you know what I mean? Fucking with us.
What do you think when you were in the street, your worst experience with a cop?
My worst experience with a cop is, I had got caught up in some shit, and I got sentenced to probation. Now, ain't no way I was supposed to get probation anyway. My lawyer fought for that shit. On the day I got sentenced to probation is real shit. The judge, he read what was going on, and then he said, "Can I get both counselors to the bench?" They both walk up to the bench, and it's like county court, so they got the microphone up there, and the judge was like, "How is a guy with a history of 10 years selling drugs getting probation a day?" And I don't know what lawyers whispered, whatever, you know what I'm saying, but end up getting a probation. They probably knew I was gonna fuck it up. 30 days later, after getting sentenced to probation, somebody set me up to buy some drugs off me. But I kind of seen it coming. So what happened is, you know what I'm saying, I boofed it. You feel what I'm saying? So they took me to the police station and they was searching me, had my pants down. They had my pants down, telling me to spread my cheeks. Motherfucker slapped me in there, you know what I mean? They violated me in that motherfucker. So, I mean, that's my worst experience because I knew they was some soft-ass cops. If them handcuffs was on me, they wouldn't have been talking to me like that or violating me like that. So that was a fucked up experience.
When you were in the street, what do you think was your craziest experiences?
Oh, man. Some shit like, you know what I mean? Like being in a situation where, we've been in a situation where it was about to go down. You know what I mean? It was about to go down. We about to get somebody out of here, you know what I mean? About to give a nigga his wings. You feel what I'm saying? And when you in the middle of that, you really don't think about it, but after you be like, damn, we was about to, you feel what I'm saying? So I remember being in a situation where, you know what I mean, like a person was saved by some bystanders. There's too many people around, so we didn't make that move. But at this point, I was already a little older, already making my move to rap. So after that happened, I thought about it like, what the fuck? I could have just threw everything away right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's a crazy situation.
Well, you ended up doing some prison time. Mm-hmm. And I guess you were locked up with Emory Jones from Roc Nation?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay, did you guys form a relationship in prison at all or no?
No, we didn't. A lot of people think we did, but man, I was a young dude in prison. You go in jail, you see that's Emory Jones right there. You don't want to bother Emory Jones, man. You know what I'm saying? You want to leave him alone. He already got people talking to him all day, but I liked how he carried himself. He was a man in there. You know what I mean? He was just a regular dude, and you could tell he was a real dude and I never even spoke to him. But we was in a jail. We was like, me and my niggas was doing shit. We was getting cell phones in and do all type of shit. So we was hot in the jail. So I ain't want to be around nobody anyway. I was sticking to myself anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's funny how it kind of went full circle, how now you're doing business with Roc Nation and Emory Jones is like the vice president.
That's fucking crazy, ain't it? I would have never imagined that shit. I used to work in the kitchen. He used to come through the line and shit I used to put the rice on his plate. I know this nigga don't need no rice. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Westside Gunn actually ended up getting coronavirus.
Mm-hmm.
37 years old. He ended up beating it, luckily.
Mm-hmm.
Were you talking to him when he was going through it?
Kinda not, because I knew he was going through it. My girl and his wife, they talk, they friends. So she was telling me, it's like, yeah, Wes is sick, and I think they staying out in LA a little bit longer because it was right after the tour. We all had came back on the East Coast, but he stayed because I think he didn't probably want to travel while he was sick and shit. And so she was telling me, and then I remember end up speaking to him, and he was telling me he was sick, and I was thinking like, yo, Buzz probably fucked up. You feel what I'm saying? And shit, he had it. He had it.
Yeah, I mean, he said he was really fucked up.
No, I believe him, man. That shit is nothing to play with. Rest in peace, Fred the Godson. You know what I mean?
Right.
And Fred, like, you know, I got asthma. You know what I'm saying? I got bad asthma. And me and Fred, we shared that. You know what I'm saying? So like, seeing him go, it's just, man, it's a fucked up wake-up call, and a wake-up call that I didn't want. And it's sad that he left us so early from this unexpected fucking virus that just came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? It's a tragedy, real shit.
Yeah, I mean, I knew Fred. I had interviewed him before. We did a music video for him. We weren't best friends or nothing, but if we saw each other, we'd be like, oh, let's catch up for a minute. And I remember we reported that he was in the hospital. You know, he had the breathing mask. And I talked to some people, and they were like, oh, you know, he felt like he was okay, like he was about to get over it and everything. And then he died. And you know, this is the first person I know that died from coronavirus. I've known a few people that have it, but he's the first person I know that died from that shit. And he was only like, what, 35 or something like that?
Yeah, man, he was around there. Yeah, man, that was close. That was a close one to home, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's a picture of you two on your Instagram.
Right, man. A night with me and 38 Special, we had a show that night, and Fred came through, blessed the stage like he always do. He always was a call away. If you needed him, hit him up. He was always that type of dude. So he was with us at the show that night, and I posted that. But we just shot a video like last year, the Nokia joint. He put that out a few months ago. So we was always working with Fred.
Yeah, man, it's fucking sad. It's really sad. And he had kids, and you know, he wasn't the world's biggest rapper, but he was supporting himself from rap. I mean, he was doing okay. He was living his dream, and man, this shit is real. And I really hate how people always think it's a conspiracy theory and how, oh, they're trying to get people to stay home if they could do something else or whatever else. But this shit is real, and people needed to pay attention to it. And in fact, upstate New York was kind of like the epicenter at one point of the coronavirus.
Yeah. It's a lot of people in Buffalo who died from that shit. It's a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? My girl, she sell hair. She got this wig bundle weave company and shit. And this girl, we just sold some hair to her. I was in the car with her when she sold her some hair. Then everybody was posting her like she passed away. It's like people really here today and gone tomorrow off of that shit. So I just want everybody to be careful and shit. And I'm not going nowhere near Buffalo right now.
Okay, so you're just staying away because of that?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
You know, I can't afford that, man.
Hit really hard.
My asthma's fucked up too. My asthma is bad. I can't afford nothing like that. My asthma fucking with me right now because it's pollen season down here in the South, so let alone some fucking coronavirus.
Well, let's go back to Westside Gunn for a second. So he just dropped a new album, and Virgil Abloh actually did the cover.
That shit dope, ain't it? That shit crazy.
I mean, Virgil, who is the guy behind Off-White, the creative director for Louis Vuitton, and I mean, Off-White's considered one of the most valuable brands in the world now. Like it's up there with like the Gucci's and the Louis and the Fendi's right now. So how did that even come together?
Man, you know, Wes is the artistic dude, and he's a nostalgic dude, and he's in it just for that reason. You know what I'm saying? The money gonna come, and you know, he take a liking to dudes like that, and dudes like that take a liking to him, and they formed a relationship. You see, they was out in Paris together for Fashion Week, and I'm pretty sure they talk on the phone all the time, and they kicking it, and they put that together. You feel what I'm saying? And that's dope. That fucking Pray for Paris shit is just make it feel designer, look designer, you know what I'm saying? It got that look to it, and that was dope. That was a big move.
Yeah, I mean, Sunil cover. It's sort of like this old painting, but dude got a bunch of chains on and
Right.
he's holding a dude's head in his hand. Right. Yeah, it's ill. I mean, it's not really the type of shit that Virgil usually does too. You can't be like, oh, that's Virgil's shit.
Right,
it's like,
right.
You don't really know what it is.
Right. I think he like pushed it more towards West Side Gun style, and it came out good.
Well, West Side Gun did an Instagram post, and it basically said his album is better than the Baby's. Changed my mind. When you saw that, what'd you think?
I thought West don't give a fuck about none of that. He gonna say his album better than anybody's, and I didn't get a chance to listen to the Baby album to judge it, to give my opinion. But you know how West is. West not taking no shorts. He feel like his shit the best shit out. He feel like he the best dresser. He feel like he got the best whips. He just feel like that. You know what I'm saying? So you can't tell that boy shit.
Well, remember when you guys were on that one show? I forgot what it was, but it was the three of y'all, and West Side Gun was on the mic, and he said that Griselda had a better year than TDE, and everyone was like in an uproar over that shit. I personally understood what he was saying. He was like, "Look, we've been dropping consistently. TDE hasn't really been dropping. Mm-hmm. Dreamville hasn't really been dropping like that, and he feels like it's some Buffalo shit that Buffalo just gets left out of the conversation. But right. The internet kind of made a bigger deal about it than it was. How did you feel about that comment?
Oh man, I laughed, man. When he said it, I knew how the internet was gonna take it, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, you can't tell him shit. His opinions is his opinion, and he not gonna break a fold for nobody. So you know what I mean? He really don't give a fuck what the internet said. He'd go on an interview and say more shit like that if that's how he really feel in his heart. So like I said, you can't tell him nothing. And I kind of understood what he was trying to say. Is basically like, you know what I mean? The Buffalo kids, we get shortchanged a little bit. I feel that a little bit, but you know what I mean? And he just felt how he felt. Shout out to TDE. I fuck with Reason. I gotta send Reason back a verse. We fuck with them over there. They try to make it a Griselda TDE thing. Nah, we ain't on no shit like that. We real niggas, man. We fuck with the spitters, and they got a lot of spitters over there. So we salute that. He was just like making a point that he felt was valid.
Well, since our last interview, I interviewed Conway.
Uh-huh.
That was a great interview, by the way. I don't know. Did you watch it?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay. I'm still missing a West Side Gun interview, just so you know. I'm doing the second interview with you right now, but I can't seem to get a West Side Gun interview.
You tried? You reached out to get it?
I think we did. Oh, I'll hit you up afterwards. I'll see if you can connect the dots for me.
All right.
Because that's the one person we haven't gotten yet.
Man, he real, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He real choosy how he do shit.
All right. We're going to work on it. Well, anyways, the Conway interview.
Mm-hmm.
So in the interview, we talked about when he got shot and you never came to visit him, which is something we talked about in our interview.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he was actually bothered by it, the fact that you never came by.
Mm.
Did that bother you at all, that he never came?
I ain't gonna lie, yeah.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, it did. And we spoke about it, and I understood, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But it definitely bothered me. I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I get it, though, because he had came home. It was after I got shot, but I was still in the hospital, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I get it, you fresh home. That's the last thing you want to see, is the homie like that, you know what I'm saying? That shit gonna try you know what I mean? Ready to get back, go back. You gonna be ready to go back. You see the homie like that, like, man, fuck that. Where them niggas at? Who did that to bruh?
You know I love you, baby. But like I said, I'm pretty sure he was just like, it's been times where I was in prison and people ain't come see me, but you come home and people got their explanations, but like real shit, I couldn't look at him like that. I couldn't look at him like that. After losing my brother, I ain't want to look at Conway like that. I ain't want to feel that. You know what I'm saying? It's like people don't know what we went through losing Machine Gun Black and shit like that. So it affected me a certain way. I'm the little cousin. I'm the little brother. You feel what I'm saying? So, and when I did, I went to he was out the hospital real quick though. He was out the hospital within a week. And then I went right to the house to see him, and that ain't sit well with me either. You see, I'm still getting a lump in my throat. Just remember how bro look, had the cane on, had the bandages and shit like that. That was a bad time for the team. I was just getting out of prison. That was a bad time for the team, though.
Yeah, I mean, when I interviewed him and we talked about that, I mean, he started to cry. I mean, he took his glasses off. He had to wipe his face a little bit. Mm-hmm. It was a traumatic experience. And what was interesting is that when I asked him, I said, "Look, if the dude that shot you came in the room right now, sat down, and apologized, would you accept that apology?" And he's like, "Yeah, I would." He also said that he had an interesting statement where he goes like, the dude who did it isn't worried about him or something. It was like this statement. It was kind of like a real chilling kind of statement. The same situation happened. The dudes that shot you, they sat down here next to you. What would you do?
I'd probably be on the same type of time. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't had no wreck. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no beefs with nobody. Like I said, I wasn't living in a buffer or none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, alright, it's whatever. It ain't like we about to go have lunch. You know what I mean? Go smoke a blunt in the parking lot together. But like, alright, it is what it is. I know for a fact, like, on some real shit, and I said this around the time when I first started to recover and all that, like niggas, cause nigga, the whole city love me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the city love me, cause I done had the city on my back for ever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I know for a fact, I said this to myself, like, I know for a fact the niggas that shot me ain't even know I was in a truck. And if they knew that was me, once they knew that, they probably sick to know that, damn, that was bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you think it was meant for someone else? Well, during that same interview, I remember I compared Derringer to Alchemist.
Yeah, he ain't like that.
Conway got kind of upset.
He ain't like that.
I be needing them slow ass grimy beats where I could just basically talk on them shits. Talk to them. You know what I mean? So that's why them beat, I call it spooky. Just give me dark, nice dark, eerie, slow, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Nice boom, bap, hard, or just a loop. And let my lyrics just be the instruments, kind of.
Yeah, like the Alchemist sounding beats.
Exactly.
Yeah. So then,
that's why I fucks with Al. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's dope.
But,
he's dope.
You know what I mean? But me and Derringer just made a marriage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, his beats work perfect for my style. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Well, then 2017 rolls around. And leading up to 2017, were you guys having...
Hold on. What you mean? What you mean the Alchemist sounding beats? Like, what you know what I mean? Were you implying that, like, Derringer... Like
no.
You know what I mean? Copycatting Alchemist?
No, I'm not saying that. But it's like when I think of a dark sounding beat, the first person I think of is Alchemist.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, Derringer. I'm talking about Derringer, and you threw Alchemist out there. That's why that kind of.
You're right, but my bad. I didn't mean to downplay what he said.
Yeah, no, it's just Griselda over here, baby.
No, I feel you. I feel you. I guess I was just thinking of the 10 to 3 project.
No shade to Alchemist. That's my brother too, but we talking about Derringer. Me and Derringer, we make that marriage.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, and I left it in. I left it in the interview. I mean, he did get upset, and I could see the way I said it. I don't think I said really what I meant, but the way I said it, it did sound kind of fucked up, and it did sound like it looked like Derringer was kind of copying Alchemist, which is not what I meant, but it did kind of come out that way. So I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and take this L, and hear what he got to say about it. And what's interesting is that Conway ended up doing a whole project with Alchemist afterwards.
No, Al was basically Griselda, man. You know what I'm saying? Al he produced like half of my shits every time I drop. So, you know, Al, he picked the order. He helped pick the order for my last 2 joints. So he like included in there. So yeah, he loved working with Al. He always working with that nigga. I think he kind of took it. I think he kind of took it as that. I don't know how he took it, but from watching it, maybe he didn't feel like you wasn't giving Derringer his roses. You feel what I'm saying? Saying like it sound like that. I don't know how he took it. But
yeah, it's all good. I mean, I felt that he was standing up for his man, and I thought
right.
it was deserved. And you know, I could have cut it out of my interview. Mm-hmm. You know, we've cut out shit out of interviews before, but I'm like, no, let's go ahead and play it and let people react the way they're going to react.
Right.
And how did Derringer take it?
Man, Derringer, easy going dude, man. Derringer don't give two fucks about that, man. You know what I'm saying? And Derringer just, he's a one-track minded type of guy, man, where he just focused on his next move and focused on the outcome. You can see he's not really like too much in the interviews and the social media. That's not his thing, you know what I'm saying? He spent a lot of his time fucking barricaded in the studio somewhere making beats, listening to samples and doing shit like that. Like he's like a real mad scientist. And he in love with the game for that side of it. You know, some people get in love with the game for this side of it, but he don't care about this side at all.
Yeah, I mean, he's dope. I'm a fan.
No, he dope.
I kind of felt bad about saying that, but you know, it is what it is.
You know, that's that Buffalo kid shit. We always got a chip on our shoulder because we always feel like, you know what I'm saying, somebody trying to slight us. That's all it was.
It's all good, man. I mean, I personally still feel that being compared to Alchemist is a compliment.
Yeah, most definitely. Not to mention that, you know, those dudes, Al and Derringer, is like this. You feel what I'm saying? So I can see where the comparison coming at.
Well, another part of the interview with Conway, I asked him what was it like in terms of his fan base when they first signed to Eminem and Shady, and he said, well, we got a bunch of nerd and stan fans that don't really understand our music. Do you remember that part?
Yeah, I remember that part.
And from what I heard, you know, when speaking with people around the Shady camp, people weren't too happy with that answer.
Damn. But
That's
you know what?
I heard.
It was something real though, because you know, like even on a way smaller scale with me, I just did my deal with E1. People probably gonna expect to hear people who sound like me. When West signed me to Griselda, people excited me to sound like West and Conway. So, on a large scale of things, Griselda signing with Eminem, people are thinking they're gonna get some type of Eminem type music. It was the furthest from that. So I understand what he's saying. You know what I mean? It's like fans get on there, they saying stuff. Yo, why you always talking about killing people? Why you always talking about drugs? And You feel what I'm saying? And even though M might talk about the same things, he talk about it in a different manner. So they might not be used to it. And here we are thrusted in front of his fans talking this shit. It threw people for a loop. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to say that. It threw people for a loop. We came out and prevailed. You know what I'm saying? It was a good deal. It catapulted us to where we at, and we still working. You know what I'm saying? So I feel he was coming from with that.
Well, I mean, Griselda signed to Shady Records, and Eminem jumped on one of Conway's songs, but I really don't feel the fan base really overlaps all that much. It's like, I feel that in 2020, a typical Eminem fan is not your typical Griselda fan.
No, they're not. Right? They're not. But a lot of Eminem fans, they riding for us. You know what I'm saying? People like my post, and I go on their page. They might comment like, "Yo, Benny, you the best. Yo, we can't wait till your next shit come out." And then I go to their page, and the whole shit is Eminem'd out. And I'm like, "Oh, this is one of them fans, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support." So it happens. You know what I'm saying? It's a mix in there.
Yeah, I mean, Eminem fans are special.
Yeah.
I gotta say, he got a lot of special.
It's hard to try to, like, you know what I mean? To try to, you know, it's a gray area in there, but you know what I'm saying? It's music. It always happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, people probably was expecting Memphis Bleak to be Hove and not, you know what I mean? People do that all the time, man.
Yeah, I mean, we had Lord Jamar on our show for years, and he's always said that Eminem is a guest in the House of Hip Hop.
Just like in Eminem, we had a lot of people talking about, is Eminem a guest in the House of Hip Hop? You're motherfucking right he is. Just because he sold the most records and all of that, like, I fucks with Eminem, you know, as a lyricist and all of that, but it's like, we are in America, okay, where the majority of the people are white. Now, the majority of the people in the world are not white. But here in America, they're white. So when you have a white artist doing black music, white people just gravitate to that crazily, and history shows it. You know what I mean? But sales doesn't equate to greatness.
And Eminem actually responded to Lord Jamar on his last 2 albums. But then in this interview with Crooked I that Eminem recently did, where Crooked I asked him, he said, "Do you feel like you're a guest in the House of Hip Hop?" And Eminem actually said, "Yeah, actually, I am a guest in the House of Hip Hop," which is the same way that I feel. As a white kid, I feel like I'm a guest in the House of Hip Hop, and I feel lucky to be a guest. The fact that I could have this big hip hop platform and have people like yourself come on and share your stories, I feel privileged. You know? I never thought I'd be doing this as a kid.
I feel like a guest too. I feel like a guest too. I don't feel like hip hop is mine, or you know what I'm saying? I feel like I got a pass in this thing of ours that we call hip hop. Like I said, it's like a fraternity. I feel like I'm a guest too, because you know what I'm saying? Everybody not allowed in. And even if you in, that don't mean you allowed in. You know what I mean? Basically he was saying is like, M is white, so do you feel like a guest? You know what I'm saying? Basically he was kind of say that.
Yeah. I mean, you can never come off wrong when you're humble.
Right.
And that's how I feel. And I think it was dope that Eminem actually said, you know, to Crooked I, like, yeah, I am a guest. I never said that I'm not. I think it actually raised his level that way.
No, that's a fact, because like I said, I feel like we all a guest. Like, hip-hop don't belong to none of us. Except hip hop belonged to them niggas in the Bronx who did it, and when they do that shit, when they invented it, it belonged to them. You feel what I'm saying? If you wasn't in that park when they was hooking them motherfucking speakers up, wearing them Kangos and breakdancing, you can't say that like it's yours. I don't give a fuck what you done or how you contributed to it. It's like you don't own it. You know what I'm saying? It's like we all guests in hip hop.
Yeah, and I mean these days, that shit is just international. Like like hip hop is like the biggest genre in Russia, where I came from, which blew my fucking mind open. You go to China, it's becoming the biggest genre. You go to Europe, and it's becoming the biggest genre. Like it's really taken over the world. Like I never would have guessed it to this extent. Yeah,
nobody would, man. They didn't give rap. They didn't give rap this long of a lifetime. They wouldn't have predicted it'll grow into what it is today back then. They didn't think it was gonna happen.
Well, since our last interview, Pop Smoke got killed. Did you know Pop at all?
Nah. God bless the dead, though.
Yeah, I spoke to him a couple days before he died. We were planning on doing an interview that next week. We were just on, he was in LA and I was in New York at the time. We kept missing each other. And I remember I congratulated him because he had just dropped the project with Travis Scott. He was on the Jack Boys project, and he was really, really starting to level up. And like, if you listen to a lot of these like Brooklyn drill projects that are coming out these days, and I'm not going to name specific people or whatever else, but they all, the production style especially, really sounds like what he laid down.
Yeah.
Like he was really a huge influence to New York.
Yo, shout out all them Brooklyn niggas doing that drill music. I be listening to that shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? I be listening to nigga Famo Banger. I be listening to all that shit. I be on YouTube listening to all that shit. They got culture going on there. And Pop Smoke, he was like more of in the forefront because he had his situation. So you know what I mean? And that was a loss, man, because he was helped pushing that forward for them. You feel what I'm saying? So that was a loss.
Well, it's been months since he got killed, and I haven't heard anything. No witnesses, no arrests, no motives, no charges, no nothing. And let me tell you, the Hollywood Hills, where damn near every home has a camera, is really fucked up. As someone who moves around in a similar fashion, you're a rapper, you go city to city, you're staying in different places, you got jewelry, you got people around you, some people you know really well, some people you don't know very well. Did that really affect you? Like, damn, like I gotta move different so something like this might not happen to me.
Hell yeah. Anytime it happened to somebody who you know what I'm saying, who do what I do. When it happened with Nip, when it happened with Pop Smoke, I'm saying there's always a conversation and there's always a meeting. We'll be like, yo, we got to move tighter. We got to tighten up. Even if it had nothing to do with us, just a wake up call. And we lost somebody, you know what I'm saying? We lost somebody, like you said, who move how we move, who we could look in the mirror and see ourselves a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So automatically, we want to protect ourselves more. We want to move smarter and put ourselves around, people who going to hold it down and take care of us or who think the way we think.
Yeah, I mean, because he was actually flashing his address on Instagram Live right before that shit happened. Not to say that those two things had anything to do with each other, but I'm always very conscious, like, about exposing my position. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no pictures of my house. There's no pictures of my car. Very few people even visit me. Like, there's only been maybe a small handful of people that even know where I live. You know, I live in a gated community on top of that. You have to learn from people's, from tragedies. You have to mourn the tragedy, but the people that are still here have to say, okay, like, what did this person do that I could learn from? Like, I had Willie D on my show recently from the Ghetto Boys, and he told me some shit that really fucked me up. He said, a lot of dudes, they go to the club and they say, all right, man, we're going to go to the club and we're going to drink and hang out. And if some dudes disrespect us, we're going to fuck them up right then and there. Right? You hear this conversation a lot. Like, no one's going to disrespect us. We're going to jump them, fuck them up, whatever. But you never hear this conversation. All right, we're going to go to the club and some dudes wild out on us. We're going to fuck them up. I'll probably get killed. So you could have my shoes, give my car to my sister, tell my mom I got some money, behind my closet and so forth.
I'm gonna make one stop before I go out there because I gotta go over here to my girl house and I'm gonna kiss my baby and kiss my woman and let them know I love them, and then I'm gonna go over here and get killed. Oh, and I'll bury this the suit I want you to bury me in. To tell them don't be putting too much makeup on me and shit, man, because I don't like all that, man. Tell that mortuary man, you let them know, man. Like, you would really plan it all the way out, but they don't plan on what other people could possibly do to them. They only think about what they're going to do to somebody else. So early on, I was cognizant of what the other person might do.
They don't plan the story all the way out. And that's what gets a lot of people fucked up.
Right.
And that shit really hit me, man, because we lost a lot of fucking people. Like, there's been a few people that we've scheduled for interviews that never made it because they died.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? G Money from Baton Rouge, same kind of thing. He died a few days before our interview. Big Low, Chief Keef's cousin, he got killed a few days after our interview. Yeah, man, it's just too much tragedy around this shit.
Niggas in the street think that way, you know what I'm saying? Niggas in the street, a lot of times, dudes feel like they invincible. They got their people with them. They got their artillery with them. You know how that shit goes. It's just a matter of when like Willie D said, it's like you got to plan that thing out. You know what I'm saying? You got to be equipped. And you got to know what's going on. And a lot of times it might not be always smart to move right then and there.
Yeah, I mean, Willie also mentioned that most of the dudes he knows that are on death row are not big guys. They're usually kind of short. They're usually kind of small. And, the big dudes is like, oh, this little motherfucker ain't going to do nothing to me. I'm going to have my way with him. But it's those little dudes that are quick to pull out a pistol and kill you.
Like, I never underestimate people. I don't give a damn about size. I wrote size ain't shit for Bushwick Bill. All right? So I don't care about size. Likewise, there are other people who don't care about size. And if you look at death row, I remember a few years ago, I looked at the people that were on death row, and most of those guys were under 6 feet tall and 160 pounds soaking wet. Little cats squeezing that trigger. So there are guys that, because they got some size on them, they're quick to fight, quick to swing on somebody. Oh, little old nigga, I'll whoop your ass. I've heard people say that in the club. Oh, little old nigga, man, this little nigga. Ow! Rap, bro.
Right. Real shit.
Yeah, this is why, yeah, man, it's sad. It's sad. I mean, we have to keep reporting on this shit over and over again, and it, you know, it fucks me up. I mean, Young Greatness, another person we interviewed who ended up getting killed a few years later. Yeah, man, fucked up. Well, since our last interview, Tekashi got out. Number one, when Tekashi got arrested and when he ended up telling on everybody and gave like 10 different people football numbers, what did you think?
Anybody who's somebody with a pair of eyes could have knew that little nigga was gonna rat. Anybody. I guess the homies really ain't feel like it was probably gonna come down to that. Like you said, people don't always, you know what I'm saying, know what was going on. But you know, he's a rat. You know what I'm saying? He's a rat. He don't deserve to be out. He don't deserve nothing. He's a rat. You know what I'm saying? You see, we were just talking about my niggas, the numbers that they got, nobody told nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got this, you know what I mean? He's a fucking rat. He's a disgrace.
Well, I mean, you were talking about your whole, you know, that's your story with, okay, let me start over. Well, you were talking about earlier in the interview with the Black Soprano family, how everyone got a bunch of time, but you guys actually did have a rat, that girl.
No, but she wasn't like with us. That's what I'm saying. It was fluffed up. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't with us. She not the type of person who was like gang, you know what I'm saying? She wasn't, I mean, like he he told on and gave information on people who he was around, who he, you know what I mean, who they thought of each other as friends for a moment. Like that bitch, you know what I'm saying? She was never around like a friend, no shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at these cases, it's always one person that ends up telling on everybody and gives everyone a bunch of fucked up time. Like the Arab case was similar. They had one dude that was just kind of around, wasn't really part of their crew, but wanted to be around, and he ended up telling on everybody. And that's how Arab got hemmed up, along with a whole bunch of other people.
And free the guys over there too, man. My OBH niggas, Moolah, Dark Low, Ab, free them niggas.
I love those dudes, man. Like, you know, there was a fake meme going around saying the judge personally thanked me for like convicting Arab. That shit is not true.
Anybody with a brain know that shit not true.
Yeah, that shit was not true. I'm not familiar with my name being mentioned at all or our interviews being mentioned at all, and in his case at all. I had been fucking with Arab for years and years. I'd given him all his big interviews. I was really fucking sad when that shit happened. And then his man, Dark Low, ended up getting hemmed up also for like witness intimidation or something like that. We had a whole interview with him talking about the case. And then right the day we were supposed to put it out, he gets arrested. So his man called me up and was like, yo, don't put the interview out. I'm like, yeah, no problem. So it never came out. But yeah, it's a fucked up situation. Now, with Tekashi, he's out now. Number one, do you think that he's going to get popping again?
Be honest with you, man, I don't even care to talk about that rat ass nigga, man. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I don't even care to talk about that rat. He gonna get enough publicity. He gonna get enough of what he not. He don't need me talking about him. Of course, people gonna go stream his music because they don't live off the same type of the morals that we took an oath to. So of course he gonna do what he do. But he know in the world that I live in and the cloth that I'm cut from, he know what he deserves.
So if he called you and asked you to get on a song,
come on, man, come on. You tell me what you think I say. I throw my phone away. I throw my phone in the garbage if that nigga call me. I burn the phone right in front of me. Real shit.
Yeah, I mean, I just had Boosie on. If he said if the 9 Trey Bloods don't handle Tekashi, they're soft. He's basically putting it on them.
Yeah, shit crazy, man. Shit crazy how shit like that happen.
You had a few songs came out recently. Mm-hmm. There is the Quarantine song.
Right.
And the Mob song, which is with Rick Hyde and Heem.
Yes, sir.
So are these going on the BSF project or is this your own project or what?
BSF project, Gangsta Grills. The joint we dropping with drama. You know what I'm saying? We dropping a mixtape, then we dropping an album. Then we dropping Rick Hyde album, the Heem album, then we dropping another Black Soprano Family album. You know what I'm saying? Might get a couple mixtapes in between.
Okay. So you basically could drop whatever you want at this point.
Yeah.
Dope.
Hell yeah.
I mean, how does it feel now? Because you've been doing this, like when was your first project out? Like when did you drop your first mixtape?
I dropped my first initial Griselda project in 2017. You know, people in 2017, you know, people like to put it on that scales. Like when you've been on some like the blogs been picking your shit up, like you've been on your Griselda shit since 2017. I was doing features with them niggas all 2016, but I signed my deal in 2017. But I dropped my own first solo mixtape like in 2004, 2005.
So you are now 15 years into it.
Mm-hmm.
From the point that you go to the studio and say, I'm going to put out a project to the public, to this day, you're looking at 15 or 16 years now.
Yep.
Not to count all the years that you were just writing and trying to...
Yeah. It's that basically half my life.
Half your life.
Mm-hmm.
You've devoted half your life to this one thing.
Right.
With no real plan B. You know, because the streets is not really a plan B.
No, the streets ain't a plan B at all. But this was my plan B, though, on some G shit. After coming in and out of jail, and after being young in this business, and then aging, and then things happen around me, and I'm having to come to the realization that you might never, ever sign a deal. You might never, ever be a national artist. I was just focusing on shit I can control. So I would have been good with just a foothold on my region and just earning money off of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I would have been good with that. It just so happens that God's plan has so much more in store for me. But I would have been good with that, you know what I mean? Being able to feed myself, because before this, I wasn't making a ton of money off of it, but I was making money off music, though. I was selling the merch. I was dropping tapes. I was throwing parties, and I was doing shit like that.
Yeah, and here you are now. You have projects that have a real fan base. I mean, before all the coronavirus shit, you were on tour. Now you're able to support yourself legally 100%. You don't have to worry about the feds kicking down your door or daddy suddenly having to go away for a couple of years or anything else like that. When you just sit back and you kind of look at your life as a whole and see where you are right now, how do you feel?
Man, it's unbelievable. Sometimes I wake up and I don't believe it. I check my bank account and I'm like, where the fuck does money keep coming from? These opportunities keep coming from. I was just telling my homies that yesterday, that niggas come from the bottom, recording in a fucking bathroom to doing deals with $1 million companies and people investing dollars in us, and we moving like a team, like a well-oiled machine, and we got presidents and vice presidents and A&Rs and I'm like spearheading that whole thing. It's like, it's beautiful. It's a blessing. And the first thing I do after I think about it, I wanna protect it and I wanna keep pushing forward. I don't wanna like let up. So man, it's crazy. It's surreal. I can't believe this shit. You see what we were just talking about? My nigga who facing 20 years, my other nigga in the wheelchair. Like I'm telling you, like these is my niggas like this. That could have easily been me. You could have easily been interviewing somebody else, bringing my name up in that shit. That could have easily been me. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm the one, I got 3 felonies. I'm the one who usually it is. You know what I'm saying? I never make it out clean. Just to know I made it out one of those, my last run, was we got a lot of money on that run. It was a lot of bullshit. We escaped that shit. To know that, it's crazy to me, man. I really, truly feel like I'm here for a reason.
How did your man end up in a wheelchair?
We went to a football game that morning, we got up we linked. When I say we got up, we linked about 8 o'clock in the morning, go to the Bills Stadium tailgate and come back. He dropped me off. He go pick his jewelry up from a shorty house, and then he go to a little spot he had, and like niggas was waiting in the yard for him. You know what I'm saying? I think he was walking in the house and they like popped out. So he like tried to take off, but they shot one shot and they hit him in the bottom of his spine. My boy J-Rock.
Ah, man.
Shit crazy.
You know, because jewelry is nice. I got jewelry. I got watches. You know, I got a chain. I got trinkets and so forth. But you could have all that if you tell me I'm never going to walk again.
You can have all this shit. It ain't worth that. Only people who never had it think it's worth that. Think it's worth doing all that shit for. You know what I'm saying? Even being in this rap business, like I said, I love it and it's beautiful. But all the dick sucking these niggas do to be a rapper, like it ain't worth that. You know what I'm saying? All the ball grabbing and the shit they did do, try to throw shots at another nigga to get shine and all that. It's not worth all of that. You know what I'm saying? But only people who never experienced it before is willing to do that dumb shit just to get it.
Yeah. And I remember there was a video that was posted last year where Westside Gunn gave you a Griselda chain. Mm-hmm. And that was just a dope moment. You know, like, I'm actually watching it right now on the screen. Like, I
don't got it on today.
Kind of surprised. Yeah, I'm sure you got it somewhere safe. Mm-hmm. You know, and I guess he gave you a chain with a bunch of cash. Mm-hmm. Were you expecting that at all?
Nah. It was perfect time, and I had just made $50,000 2 days before that. It was perfect time, and I was counting the money in my head. So it was perfect timing, man. Shout out to Buzz. I needed that paper too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's dope, man.
He surprised me.
I love to see how people fuck with each other like that.
No, real shit.
Well, last question. We're still in the middle of the whole coronavirus situation. Mm-hmm. You guys had a major tour that I guess it just wrapped up by the time all this shit hit.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there are other tours planned. I'm sure you had solo shows planned and so forth. Financially, how bad is this affecting you, the fact that you can't tour at all?
Me? To me, I'm going to be honest. You know, these other niggas going to lie. It's affected me because the Rush tour, I was going to make $250,000 off that tour, and I'm not getting it. Now, as far as anything else, am I broker every month? No, hell no. I'm still making cash. I still got a ton of cash. But it's money that I was supposed to get that I'm not getting. You feel what I'm saying? That type of shit. But got to remind people that, you know what I'm saying, I'm in my mid-30s. I'm 35 years old, so I'm not carrying my money or doing shit with my money like these young dudes would do. I'm making sure I'm putting this shit up and I can live off of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not spending every dollar that come to my name. You know what I'm saying? It's about my daughters are older too, so it's about being set. It's not about trying to keep up with none of these niggas. You feel what I'm saying? So I put my money up. I know how to stack.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time, you know, because I've lived through 3 crashes now. Mm-hmm. This is the first time that I'm like, okay, I'm fine this time around.
No, hell yeah.
I'm okay.
Yep. Plus, I just did it in the middle of that. I just did a deal. I bought 2 whips in the middle of all of this shit. So I'm just still moving smart with my money and being strategic and being creative. You know, we do the merch. I'm saying we do great numbers on the merch whenever we drop. You know what I'm saying? When I drop the merch, it's like a tour run. So, I mean, you just got to be innovative with your hustle and think smart and be smart with your money. And I hope this taught a lot of these rappers that you got to prepare for moments like this, because this shit could all be over tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Put yourself in a position where you're going to be okay.
Yeah, because I remember in my last Boosie interview, you know, he's out of the street shit, but he's telling me that the trap is jumping right now. Mm-hmm. Like, he said that motherfuckers, everyone's trying to get high right now. They sort of escape the reality of what's happening. And then he thinks that there's going to be a bunch of rappers who were living paycheck to paycheck. They're expecting all this back end money. That they're going to start dabbling in drugs again to try to maintain that lifestyle.
We count on back ends, bro. You know, that's the money that they can't touch. And we really count on them back ends, you know, because that's the money they can't touch. So we in a kind of fucked up position right now. It's just time for the rappers to step up their hustle. You know, most niggas finna go back to the game. What niggas know. You know, most niggas finna go back in them streets. You know what I'm saying? I'm just glad I got other ways, some checks coming in right now.
Like, in terms of your homies that you still are close to, what's happening in the streets right now?
The trap jumping.
Okay.
The trap is jumping because everybody's stressed out. They want drugs. So the trap right now, that bitch jumping. You know what I'm saying? It's just up to them rappers whether you want risk going to jail again.
That'd be ugly. Y'all niggas gotta tuck y'all money. And these rap niggas, they done made way more money than I done made. They done been in this shit for so long, but you know, they playing the game with each other. They trying to keep up with each other. They see a nigga with a watch, they wanna go get it. They see a nigga with a whip, they feel like they gotta have it, or they feel like they lesser if they don't have what the next man got. I don't play that game with niggas. I let niggas have that. I'm playing for a different, you know what I mean? I'm playing for a different prize.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it sounds like you got your shit under control. And it's really gonna be a shame, because I mean, shit, Buju Banton just got out of jail from doing that same shit, for trying to trap because his tour money was fucked up. You know, got caught trying to buy kilos, and then he ends up getting like 7 years.
Well, if these rap niggas, y'all money too fucked up, I just did the label deal. Come fuck with me, man. You know what I mean? I'm helping niggas, man. Come fuck with us.
There you go. Benny the Butcher, man. Always a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
And once again, man, congrats.
Thank you.
On the massive success since last time. Like,
man, wait.
I love when I interview somebody and the next time is like, yo, you've done this and this and this and this and this. Like, I love that shit.
Man, thank you. I'm gonna try to take a few more levels for the next interview. You heard?
Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. Well, listen, man. Best of luck to you and your family. I'm glad everyone's safe. I mean, I'm sure you were a little freaked out when Westside Gunn caught coronavirus, because you know you were around him.
Yeah, no, this is the thing about it. This is the crazy shit. Hope you don't get mad for me telling this shit. He had it. He was in the hospital, came out the hospital. Me and him supposed to have a meeting at his house because, you know, it was quarantine, nobody leaving. And then I'm like, yo, I'm on my way over there. He was like, no, I'm still fucked up. Don't come. And I'm like, all right. Called him 2 days later, like, yo, I'm about to come through. He like, all right, I came through. I was over there about for 3 or 4 hours. We chopped it up, bung, bung, bung. And then I seen him a week later. He was like, yeah, Buzz, like, after that day, he said, I went back to the hospital. I was fucked up. So I'm like, damn, and I was over there, but I ain't catching nothing like that. And I'm just happy that Wes came through that shit, because, you know, a lot of people not making it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that he came through that shit and told everybody what he went through, so they can know that shit real. Even a person like him was in that situation, so be careful.
Yeah, man, exactly. Be careful. Benny the Butcher, until next time.
Ah,
peace.
You already know.